Guys, Tifa here with Fit Bully TV for one. Again, I repeat, thank you guys for watching. Whew, part of my job in this life, and I do repeat, in this life. Now, when it comes to dog, in this life, is to impact people. I've lived there at the edge of my seat since I was a wee youngin'. Guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. We're going to start bringing a different style of information to you, but it's still going to be informative. Look at the Poopinator. Look at the Poopinator. I knew he had the Go-Go Power Rangers. You know they're coming out with a new Power Rangers, people. I think it's going to be on Netflix, and I seen Tommy in the last new, well, not Tommy. What's the Black Ranger's name? Zach. See, he knows. He knows what it is. He knows about Zach. He was in the new LeBron James House Party movie. I said, look at the day they brought the Black Ranger out, boy. They gonna be like, look, he's black now. He had to pretend not to be black back in the day, but he's black now. Little Monday motivation, people. I asked Jamarcus the other day about the importance of, well, he asked me, my bad. He asked me about being better. And even being more creative, I think we was driving somewhere. And I said, you know, here's the thing, you've stifled your growth for so long. But he's a creature of habit, like most people are. And the problem is, you didn't even create your own habits. You were given a job, you've been told to go to school, you've been told what to read, you've been told what to write about, you've been told what to think. I'll be honest and tell you this, I almost didn't graduate when I was a senior. They was so happy that I graduated. So my dad, we were supposed to write and annotate this book on the giver. And I read the first 3 pages. I said, this is a terrible book. And so my dad said, hey, the teacher said, you didn't write a paper on that book. I said, no, it sucks. He was like, my man, what you doing? And this is one of the times he didn't hit me in the mouth. He was like, bro, you gotta sit here and knock this paper out. They said, you ain't gonna graduate, you gonna do it. I was like, man, look, how about I just read the book and just tell her what happened? He was like, she said you gotta write a paper and write notes in the book. I said, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I told her it was dumb. I used to go into this woman, his name was Miss Hanson, and I used to go into her class. I say, can you write me a note so I can go to the weight room? And I remember her saying, you know, Coach Callahan ain't gonna be in college. I said, but he's here right now. So let me go into the weight room, leave me alone. And she'd write me a note, first block, and I'd leave the class and go work out. This was awful, man. When you think back, he said, I always got my way. Neither here nor there. When we start talking about motivation, I put that in perspective because you've never been able to tell me to do something just because. It just don't work. Matter of fact, I missed this one seminar. We had a seminar, and they tried to file, get me for delinquency. They were like, oh, he's truant. Some truant charges came up, and I was just leaving. And so, about 32 days, I went in this one class. And so I said, hey, coach, they trying to play me. So I had Coach Callahan walk to the office where the attendance was. I said, tell them I've been with you. He's like, all right. So I said, oh, Dad, them charges, they gone now. As far as I'm concerned, I've been with Callahan the whole time. He said, they said you leaving class in the A block. I said, it's seminar, man. I'm my homework done. I'm a senior. I don't know why they got me sitting around for an hour and a half, wasting time looking at some kids and some teachers. I'm about to be quiet. See? It just didn't work on me. Every time they had an idea, I thought, that just can't be right. So when he asked these questions, I go down the line, people. I'll tell you, I used to cut up. I used to call my mama. Say, Mama, I'm sleeping. I'd be at school, then go tell Coach Callahan to open up the athletic training room and go in there and take a nap for the first 2 blocks. And then go to school, go to class. But I had good grades. See, the challenge wasn't grades because school was just stupid to me. It's too easy. It's literally repetition. If all I gotta do is remember, recite, and tell you what, like this stuff, it's just so, it's like stupid. Just the dumbest thing on earth is school. This is it. This is my life. And then guess what? You go to college. That's your life. Then you go to life. That's your life. And someone finally wakes up when they says, I don't want to live that life. I gotta do more. So you could never put me in a cubicle and give me a job, because it would limit my ability to be creative and think. They used to tell my grandfather when I was a kid, they say, hey, Dad, you gotta, my mom said, Dad, you gotta get him to school. He said, no, he need to eat breakfast first. So I was always late to school. Every day, 365, however many days you in school, I was late because breakfast was important to my grandfather and even myself. So I asked Jamarcus about why he is doing the 75 hard again, because once again he's already repeating something he accomplished. You did it once, right?
Oh yeah.
You were successful.
Yes.
So then how can you be successful twice at doing something the same time, like again?
Well, for one, there's 4 phases to 75 hard, but I completed the first phase, going into phases 2, 3, and 4, those are the ones I failed. But that first 75 days always gets a lot of people. And the one thing that I did when I spent a year with him, it taught me a lot about all the bad habits that I did have and all the good habits that I didn't have. So in that year spending with him, from getting up early, working out twice a day, literally it just put structure into the day that I never had before, because I used to be all over the place. Sometimes I just wouldn't be doing anything at all. But when you're moving at a consistent pace every day for a year straight, it does something to you. And then after that, when I departed and went off to go do my own thing in real estate for a bit, what ended up happening there is I was like, something felt off, something was missing. And it was that structure in the day. So then I had to find something that would keep me moving the entire day with purpose. And that's where the 75 hard came in.
And the gist of the story, though, is he's lost.
Yep.
He lacks discipline. He needs motivation. He needs a reason to be, because no one taught him who to be or how to be. My dad hated me even thinking like somebody else. And when I say hated, I'm not exaggerating. He hated it with a passion. Anytime I even said, man, Maurice, he's like, shut up. I want to hear about him. I mean, the reason why I don't even watch sports to this day, because my homeboy's dad walked in one time. We were arguing about 2 athletes. I don't even remember who. He said, when they going to be talking about y'all? And at that moment, unlike some people, I'm like, he's right. I'm done talking about these fools. They got their money, they got their bag, they living their life. I'm not. Something's got to change. I ain't watching nothing. I don't even know what's going on. I don't know nothing about sports. I literally don't. I couldn't turn it on. I fall asleep at a football game. I don't care who's winning, who's playing, or what city I'm from. Kansas City, by the way. They doing big things. I have heard the news. My homeboy called me drunk this last time. I said, boy, I ain't in KC. But the point is someone like Jamarcus needs a lot of structure, a lot of discipline. Foundationally, you have to build a belief system in him. So it's not easy work every day, waking up and motivating even someone like himself who's trying to find how to be better. Now, the frustrating part is a lot of people are on the path of, how do I get better? But you just got to go to work, because you don't know how to get better. You don't know how to find better people, let alone find a reason to get up and try a little bit harder. So my challenge, even with the 75 hard, be it 4 phases, is just another task for him to accomplish. But it doesn't change who he is. That's the thing. Every day he comes here, I change something about who he is. Every week, he changed a little bit. And guess what? I've told him and Stan, if in 5 years they're this much better, then every second they're with me, it counted. It was worth something. And that's how I'm actually quantifying all the work that I'm doing to better him. I'm saying 5 years from now, I'm hoping he's this much better. I ain't even talking about today. So I manage his effort based on what I believe he can manage himself. And I allow him to figure out his place, his role, kind of with guided instructions and direction, to be clear. And every day becomes a little bit more challenging, because that's what growth is. As we continue to grow this whole thing, our jobs become more specific, which means we got to hire more people. And he can manage people. It's funny, because then you're like, damn, but you can't manage yourself. The irony, right? So for now, if I'm going to motivate you to do anything as you continue to see us tighten up our approach, better our dogs, watch him grow, watch Stan grow, and anybody else around me, I would tell you this: get out and really find a way to measure progress. Perpetual is something that goes on forever. You guys are living in a perpetual mentality. It's just I got to go to work. I got to pay the bills. And I'll leave you with this story. I was working at FedEx when I was about 18 years old, and every 90 days they'd give you $1 and some change. Once I came home, I said, Dad, man, I think they're paying me like 13 bucks right now. He said, good, quit. I'm like, well, my man, I'm getting this good now. I'm like 18 years old back in the day. 13 bucks an hour is good money. He goes, yeah, that's over. And he says, no. He said, the minute you go get an apartment, get a car, he said, you've now created obligations, and you can't go live freely. You can't go do nothing else. You got to go to work every day to pay your bills. I bet there's some dudes there that have been there for a long time. And I used to work on this line with the dude named Mike, and I think Dave or something, but Mike for sure. And them jokers had been there for about 15 years, man. And when he said that, I said, he sure is right. He sure is right. Well, them jokers, they happy to be there. And then when they got a little new gig, I'm driving the push cart today. And the push cart means if it came down the line and the people forgot to grab it, it would all end up in this pot, in this hole, or this big old pile at the end of the conveyor belt thing. And you'd have to go put it all on these 3 little wagons and then drop it back off at the right area. And you say, no, yeah, he probably was right about that. Because once you start creating obligations, you can't leave. You can't leave. You got to pay them bills, because them bills going to find you, or you just be homeless. So stay tuned. Take care of your dogs. Build the life you want to live by being around people who want more out of life. That's the gist of it. And if you are doing stuff without progressing, you are just doing stuff. And you don't want to just do stuff, because doing stuff will get you nowhere. People, good day.